Hello everyone, welcome back to the channel today. We bring you a breaking story that is shaking the core of modern military strategy. Israel, the nation once known for its unmatched stealth capabilities and cutting-edge air dominance, is now facing a reality it never expected. Iran may have quietly achieved what many believed impossible: detecting and tracking stealth aircraft with precision through an advanced radar loop system. This silent breakthrough has changed the dynamics of power in the Middle East, and it is now forcing Israel and its allies to rethink how they operate in the skies. For decades, Israel's military success depended heavily on its ability to remain unseen. Its F-35I Adir stealth fighters were considered untouchable, designed to penetrate enemy airspace without leaving a trace. Equipped with low observable radar cross-sections and sophisticated electronic countermeasures, these jets gave Israel the advantage of surprise and superiority, but that advantage appears to be slipping away. According to multiple intelligence leaks, Iran's new radar system has managed to pierce the veil of stealth technology, and what makes this even more shocking is that it was achieved through domestic innovation under the pressure of sanctions and isolation. Iran's system, known as the Loop, or Layered Overlapping Observation Protocol, operates differently from conventional radar networks. Rather than relying on a single radar reflection, the Loop connects dozens of radar stations, short-range, long-range, and passive sensors that listen for disruptions in electromagnetic frequencies. It then fuses that data in real time, using artificial intelligence to paint a complete picture of the sky above the Persian Gulf. This means, even if a stealth aircraft evades one radar beam, it will be detected by the overlapping waves of another. Sources claim that the Iranian Defense Ministry began experimenting with this idea after studying debris from various drones and missiles collected over years of regional conflicts. Engineers in Tehran combined foreign components from Russian and Chinese systems with their own algorithms designed to interpret signal anomalies. The result was a radar system capable of identifying minute changes in air pressure and radio signal reflection, giving them the ability to locate targets that would normally go unseen. By early 2025, Iranian engineers had reportedly conducted multiple live tests across the provinces of Bushehr and Khuzestan, where new radar emissions were detected by Western satellites. The tests went largely unnoticed by the global media, but Israeli intelligence quickly realized something had changed. During routine exercises over the Strait of Hormuz, Israeli pilots flying F-35I jets began receiving unexpected radar exposure alerts, suggesting that Iranian radars had momentarily locked onto their aircraft. The alerts were brief, but significant enough to trigger alarm across Israel's air command network. Tel Aviv defense analysts initially dismissed the reports as false positives, but after multiple incidents, they began to accept that Iran's radar architecture had evolved beyond traditional parameters. Subsequent monitoring revealed that the Loop system was operating on a multi-frequency range capable of detecting changes in air density, heat, and even reflected data from civilian communication networks. By using passive listening technology, Iran effectively transformed the electromagnetic environment into a weapon. This innovation represents a major leap for Iran's defense industry. A nation that for decades has been under some of the world's toughest sanctions now demonstrates a level of technological independence that even Western intelligence agencies did not predict. Iran's military doctrine has long focused on asymmetrical warfare, using innovation to counter superior enemies. Now, with the Loop radar network, Tehran has turned one of its biggest weaknesses into a strength. Western defense experts now say that the Loop system might be based on hybrid radar principles, merging L-band and S-band frequencies with passive detection to build a multi-layered electromagnetic map. This type of radar is extremely difficult to jam or spoof because it doesn't rely solely on signal return. Instead, it analyzes distortions and gaps within existing radio transmissions. This makes it a nightmare for stealth aircraft, which are designed to absorb or deflect radar beams. Israel's Air Force has reportedly begun studying these radar patterns to find vulnerabilities, but progress has been slow. The F-35's stealth design is optimized for specific radar frequencies, mostly high-band threats, the loop's adaptive. Frequency hopping makes it harder for Israel to predict which signals are being tracked. This new challenge has forced Israeli engineers to develop real-time cloaking adjustments and electromagnetic field modifiers. But these upgrades take years to implement, and billions of dollars to perfect. Iranian media has been celebrating this achievement, claiming it as a major victory for domestic science and technology, while they have not publicly revealed the full extent of the loop's capabilities. Insiders have hinted that it can track multiple stealth aircraft at once, over a range exceeding 1,000 kilometers. This range would theoretically cover the entire Persian Gulf, extending its coverage deep into the Arabian Peninsula and even touching parts of Israel's southern airspace. The geopolitical impact of this revelation is immense. For the first time, Israel's air operations over hostile territory are no longer guaranteed safe entry and exit routes, the advantage of surprise, which has been Israel's trademark in countless missions, may now be compromised. This changes not just Israel's strategy, but also the calculus of the United States and its allies, who rely heavily on stealth aircraft to maintain dominance in contested zones. If Iran's radar network can detect these aircraft, it means that any potential air campaign against Iran would be far more dangerous and unpredictable. Many defense analysts are drawing parallels to the Cold War, when radar and stealth technology engaged in a constant race of detection and evasion. Just as the Soviet Union once challenged American stealth aircraft, Iran is now playing a similar role. But with more sophisticated digital tools, artificial intelligence has become the core weapon of the modern battlefield, and Iran's loop system proves that AI can neutralize the edge once offered by expensive stealth platforms. What makes the situation even more concerning for Israel is that the loop system can be replicated and exported. Iran has already offered similar radar technology to allied nations such as Syria and potentially to groups in Iraq and Lebanon. This means Israel could soon face a regional network of radars that share data and form a joint detection grid, making stealth operations almost impossible across multiple fronts. Within Israel, the mood is tense. Military analysts and former defense officials have publicly warned that the nation must rapidly innovate or risk losing its deterrence advantage. The defense ministry is reportedly investing in next-generation drones with adaptive stealth skins capable of changing their electromagnetic signature mid-flight. Israel is also exploring space-based countermeasures, including small satellite jammers designed to disrupt radar networks from orbit. But these measures are still years away from deployment. Meanwhile, Iranian defense officials continue to refine the loop network. They claim to be integrating it with the Bavar 373 missile system, giving Iran not only detection, but also interception capabilities against stealth aircraft. This combination could make Iranian airspace among the most fortified in the region, rivaling Russian and Chinese defensive grids. Some analysts argue that the loop's success lies not in hardware, but in software. Its AI-driven analysis engine constantly learns from every radar return, refining its accuracy over time by identifying patterns in noise and false signals. It becomes smarter with each engagement, meaning that even if Israel finds a temporary way to evade detection, the loop can adapt quickly. The psychological impact of this shift cannot be overstated. Israeli pilots, once confident in their invisibility, now face uncertainty. Each time they fly near Iranian airspace, the loss of stealth advantage erodes one of the key pillars of Israel's military doctrine and forces its strategists to reconsider how they approach reconnaissance and deterrence in a region filled with adversaries. Beyond the immediate military consequences, the loop breakthrough is a symbolic moment in global defense history. It demonstrates that technology is no longer monopolized by superpowers. Through innovation, smaller nations can now challenge the dominance of traditional military giants. This development also signals a growing era of electronic warfare, where battles will be fought not just with missiles and tanks, but through code algorithms and electromagnetic waves. Washington defense planners are reportedly reviewing radar vulnerability reports with concern if Iran can neutralize stealth aircraft. Others might follow suit. Russia and China are already working on similar AI-based radar networks and the loops. Emergence confirms that the next global arms race will be digital, not physical. This race will determine who can see first and who can hide longest. Some experts suggest that Israel might respond by focusing more on cyber warfare and satellite interference. To blind Iranian radars instead of relying solely on stealth aircraft, Israel's expertise in electronic warfare could help develop counter-AI measures designed to feed false data into the loop system, creating phantom targets or masking real ones. However, these techniques require precise timing and coordination, making them difficult to execute consistently in combat.